Every single one of Dave's clients has probably heard him say he is good at one thing, and that thing is dogs. That thing is not sitting stationary in a chair and talking to a camera for 5 minutes. Everyone who's had a lesson from Dave knows that he is generally pacing back and forth during the lesson. His levels of energy are insane. Sometimes I am tired just watching him move around constantly, as I'm sure most of you are as well. And he'll constantly say, you know, I've never had a drop of caffeine. This is just me. And it's him. He's fidgety when he has to sit for a while. For these videos, I gave him Bean to keep his hands preoccupied. I did not shoot anything from the knees down, so you cannot see his feet moving back and forth because he desperately wants to be walking while he's talking. That's his natural communication mode. So everyone who doesn't know Dave, just realize that he is not a practiced stationary speaker in the way that you're about to see. So I've told him over and over again that the more he does this, the more natural he'll become. And he looks at me dubiously and smiles and nods. But I think that's what's going to happen. But for this first video, you're just going to see a Dave who wants to get his message across and is doing it in a forum that he's not necessarily comfortable with yet. And I know that'll improve, but for now, just bear with us. Look past the fidgeting and the obvious looks of being uncomfortable, and just listen to the information he gives, because this is just the first of many videos that we're going to put up that I'm really looking forward to, that give some information out to address some of the criticisms, some of the comments that we are sure are driven by just ignorance, and not negative ignorance, just ignorance of knowing what we really do here. People see the word dominance maybe on a web post or on a blog, and they automatically think they know exactly what goes on here, and they hate it. And that's fine if you're against dominance, but you shouldn't just don't assume that what we're doing is the dominance that you hate until you actually find out what we do. And once you know what we do, feel free to hate our guts. Everyone has that freedom. They're entitled to do what they want. So, yeah, if you decide to hate us after finding out exactly what we do, hate away. So, without any further ado, because this has been a solid 2 minutes of ado, and that's far too much ado, here's Dave.
Leader-follower for me is about trust. It's about, there is a relationship between dog and owner. You know, it's, a lot of the dogs that I get nowadays are insecure. And I'm talking about insecure on a level that, you know, most people don't even know this kind of insecurity exists. You know, the kind of dogs that were, you know, when they first see anybody, when anybody gets within 10 feet of them, they just evacuate. That's fear. And, you know, although it's not a legitimate fear, I mean, the dog, there's nothing for the dog to actually be afraid of. In the dog's mind, it's fear. It's legitimate. So, you can't discipline a fearful. You can't discipline an insecure dog to listen to you. That's preposterous. What I do is I teach people to interact with their dog in a way that teaches the dog that you don't have to worry. I will worry for you. If there's anything to worry about, trust me, I will take care of it for you. So unfortunately, you can't just tell a dog that. Don't worry, I'm going to worry for you. You know, yes, it's implied. Yes, it's a given that you're already going to protect your dog. But you got to communicate with them a way and they understand, or otherwise it's pointless. So, you know, this is about trust. My program is about understanding your dog. If you want to get them to a certain point, I can teach you how to do it. But you can't, if you don't, then I want to teach you at least how to understand how what your actions are influencing your dog's actions, so you can be, you know, spend less time frustrated and have a decent relationship with your dog. But it's all about trust. It's a two-way street. I teach people that you see things from your dog's point of view, as opposed to just have the dog do this, 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 and this. Well, your dog views the world differently. You know, I teach people how to at least understand what their dog's feeling, understand how their actions influence their dog's actions, and get them to relate with their dog better. So, like I said, yeah, it's leader-follower. That's the way I would classify it. But you know, is it Webster's Dictionary's definition of leader-follower? Who the hell cares? It's semantics. It's there's a relationship, call it whatever you want. Call it Dave's program for all I care. It makes no difference. The goal of the program is that the dog is happy. That's it. That's all I care about, is that an owner and a dog is happy. Doesn't matter. Everything else is secondary. If the owner and dog is happy, that's all that matters. If I know that I take a dog that shakes when they're within 5 feet of any human being, to where they all of a sudden are just confident and calm, and they're just they're just content with the world, that's a good thing, and that's a good feeling. And every dog that leaves this program is better off for it. All right, I've definitely evolved over the years and changed this program around, and I've learned to get more efficient. I've been lucky in the sense where I've had the kind of, the environment that I can learn more and more and more, and be in the same spot for as many years, so I can try to kind of refine what I'm doing. One of the things I've definitely learned is very few people are going to do everything the right way. Very few people are going to follow your program to the T, no matter what the program is. There's people out there that will, and that's great. But the people who don't, they deserve to have a dog too. If you're not going to, follow the steps to get to the point you're trying to get to, at least understand how what you're doing affects the dog. So for example, if you know you're doing something that causes your dog to, become anxious, or cause your dog to, not do good with people who come to the house, or you're interacting with your dog in a way that is sending it mixed messages that's making it get protective, and as a result it becomes leash reactive. If you know how what you're doing is affecting the dog, and you just can't motivate yourself to follow through with what you got to do to fix it, then understand your situation and accept the dog that you have, and learn to work around the situation that you've created. Over the next several weeks, we are going to be doing a series of videos that pretty much outline the training program that I've designed over this last 20 years. We're going to go all the way from training commands, the guidelines, to remote collars. There are a lot of misconceptions about what I do. All I ask is that you go into this with an open mind, and instead of just assuming something, maybe there's more to it than you think. And I think you're going to find that due to my unique set of circumstances that gave me the ability to learn what I know, and the surroundings that I was lucky enough to have over the last 20 years, I learned things in a way that is very unique and different, and I do realize that. Give me the benefit of the doubt. Go into this with an open mind. You just might learn something, and you'll definitely find that everything that's happening here is good. It's all for the benefit of the dog. Thank you.